Hey, Circle Youth! This month we have been inviting you to stretch, and I've got another stretching video to show you. But first, everyone do a big stretch. Can you stretch like this? Take a look. Ooh, how about the other way? Other arms? Or even praying hands behind your back. Give it a try. I'll give you like 10 or 15 seconds to try it out. Ooh, feels pretty good. Can you guys do it? We have some very flexible people in this room, but we'll probably never be as stretchy as this. Take a look at this video that I promised.
Breaking news. Today, unpredictable events have occurred across the globe. Who has come to save the day for humanity? Who is this mysterious, mighty hero?
Stretch Armstrong.
Your stretchable superhero. Stretch him 4 times his size. He becomes bigger than a building. Tie him into a knot. He always goes back to his original shape. Stretch him again and again. Stretch Armstrong. The return only from character.
Stretch Armstrong.
All right, great. Now that we're all stretched out, let's start talking about how we can stretch our faith. We can learn a lot about faith from the way that God designed our bodies. Just like your muscles, if you want a faith that is strong, growing, and capable of carrying you through difficult challenges, you are going to need to stretch it. If all you can do right now is just reach your knees, that's okay. But if you ever want to stretch all the way to your toes, you'll need to start a new habit, like reaching a little further every day. It may not feel like much, but it will make a huge difference. When it comes to our faith, the same thing is true. God doesn't ask us to have superhuman flexibility from the very beginning. God just asks us to keep stretching a little more each day and trust that transformation will happen. Last week, we said the first step in stretching our faith is making a commitment and sticking to it. Today, we'll see a second way that we can stretch our faith so God can help us grow. This week, we are talking about spiritual habits. Now, there is a spiritual habit that I started when I was in high school in my Christian ethics class. I went to St. Joe's High School, and in my class, we were asked to keep a prayer journal. At the beginning of class, every day, our teacher would ask us to write out a short prayer to God, talking to him and sharing our thoughts with him. At first, it was pretty difficult to think of things to say or write and train my brain in this new habit. But over time, things changed. My new habit got easier, and God began transforming me in a brand new way. I felt more comfortable talking to God, my faith was growing, and I felt closer to God. Now, I still have my journals at home, and from time to time, I open them up and I read through my prayers, and I see how God has been there for me over the years. Through that experience, I learned that if I want my faith to grow, I might need to kickstart that transformation by starting a new habit or discipline. So, here's an opportunity for your small groups to do some brainstorming. Pause this video and spend a few minutes writing on some sticky notes answering this question. What are some habits that often help people's faith stretch, grow stronger, or transform? Don't worry, you're not signing up to do all of these things. We're just brainstorming, so go ahead, pause, and brainstorm as a group. Welcome back. I shared a bit about how my faith was transformed by God and kick-started by my habit to write out a prayer each day. Here's what our friend Paul from the Bible has to say about what our lives look like when we are transformed by God. This is Romans 12, 9-15. Don't just pretend to love others. Really love them. Hate what is wrong. Hold tightly to what is good. Love each other with genuine affection and take delight in honoring each other. Never be lazy, but work hard and serve the Lord enthusiastically. Rejoice in our confident hope. Be patient in trouble and keep on praying. When God's people are in need, be ready to help them. Always be eager to practice hospitality. Bless those who persecute you or hate you. Don't curse them. Pray that God will bless them. Be happy with those who are happy and weep with those who weep. Paul gives us a lot to think about in this passage, but let me give us a few highlights. A person who has been transformed by God does these three things. Serve. You figure out how God has gifted you, and then you use your gifts to take care of other people. Love. You put other people before yourself, even the ones who are hard to love, and you make sure that they know they matter to God and to you. Share. You celebrate with people on the good days and cry with them when life is tough. But hang on. I told you a moment ago that when we let God transform us, then we become people who serve, love, and share. And that's true. Only God has the power to transform us. But another thing is also true. Just like reading the Bible, praying, or going to church are all habits that kickstart our own transformation, choosing to serve, love, and share with others are also habits that can kickstart our own transformation. Paul didn't tell us to wait until we feel like loving, serving, or sharing with people. He just told us to do it. Why? Maybe it's because Paul knew that turning our faith into action would stretch our faith in new ways. Think about the things that Paul said we should do, kind of like vitamins or supplements. When we add them to our faith, they can help us stretch and grow our faith in new ways. But also like vitamins, these supplements only work when we make it a habit to actually take them. When we brainstormed ways to stretch our faith, we mostly came up with ideas that were about us and our personal relationships with God. Now, those are all super important habits we need to develop. But isn't it interesting that Paul also encouraged us to build habits that are about others? You can stretch your faith by starting a new habit that helps you to connect with God, but you can also stretch your faith even more by adding new habits that help you to love others more. You might be surprised at how many people you can love and how far loving people stretches your faith. If you want to stretch your faith, you can. When we start with new habits like spending more time with God, loving others, or taking our vitamins, we grow. You can stretch your faith by starting something new. Now, I want to give you guys the opportunity to commit to stretching your faith again. I told you I would ask you every single week to pick one of our 5 stretches. So today, I'm asking you again to make one of our 5 stretch commitments. So here, I'll give you a quick recap on what they are. Show up. Simple as come back next week or watch our next video. 2, follow Jesus. Now, if you've never made a commitment to follow Jesus before, today might be a great day to start. 3, love God. Maybe today's the day you start something new by starting a new habit that helps you to connect more deeply and regularly with God. Love others. Maybe your relationship with God just feels good right now, but you want to learn how to love other people better. Maybe you and God are like super tight, but now you need to add to your faith by starting a habit that helps you to love others better. Last stretch is ask questions. If you're not ready to make any of these commitments right now, that's totally okay. You can stretch by asking questions and being a part of the discussion here at Youth. Only God can transform you, but you can kickstart that transformation by starting a new habit. Whether your new habit is about loving God, about loving others, or both, I hope that you know the smallest habits often have the biggest impact over time. If you want your faith to grow and be strengthened, remember, it doesn't just happen overnight. It has to start somewhere, and it can start today with a simple stretch. You can stretch your faith by starting something new. Thanks for listening this week, everybody. Here's a reminder. Talk about the stretch that you made last week. How did it go? What was challenging about it? Remember, your small group is here to support you and help you to stretch, so share with them where you're at. Remember how I said we will stretch together each week in prayer? This week, I'm going to pray together with you guys in video form before your small group. So I'll put the words up on the screen, and you guys can all pray this out loud if you're comfortable and talk to God with me. So let's say this prayer and talk to God together. God, thank you for my small group. Help us to have great conversations about making faith-stretching habits for ourselves and for loving others. Please help us to stretch our faith this week. Amen. Thanks for praying with me. Have a great small group discussion, and I'll see you guys next time.